Yourself and the company that you work for.
Well, my name's Austin. I am 34 years old, and I work for a company called Swire Bulk, which is part of Swire Corporation. Swire is a very old company it's British. It's a family company, and it started in Hong Kong about 200 years ago. And they are a corporation that owns lots of different things. They own tea plantations, and they own an airline called Cathay Pacific. They have a pretty big property business, including East Hotel and the Brickell City Centre here in Miami. And one part of what they own, and the oldest part of what they own, is shipping. So they own a fleet of ships, and my job is to make as much money as I can using their ships, and to trade the shipping market in general to make money that way.
So what does your typical day-to-day look like? What do you love about your work?
Well, I think what's interesting about my work is that it's influenced by lots of different things, because it's a very international job. I talk to people all around the world. We have offices in Australia, Singapore, Dubai, London, Hamburg, Rio de Janeiro, and one here in Miami. So my company is very international. The industry is even more international, and changes in my industry and my day-to-day are affected by lots of different things that go around all over the world. So I feel really connected to that, and I think that's cool.
So what did you want to do when you were middle or high school? Did you want to be a shipbroker?
No, I don't know if I had any strong ambitions when I was that age. I went through a new job idea every 2 weeks, I think, but definitely shipbroker was not ever one of them.
How many different types of jobs have you had before? Did any of them relate to your current position?
Well, I've always had a job since I was 16 years old. And I got into this industry when I graduated college, when I was 22 years old. And that was another part of this industry. So it wasn't this exact job, but I was in this industry. And this is now my third job in this industry, doing almost the same thing. But now I'm a trader. I trade, I make decisions. Before I was a broker, which is almost like a salesman, trying to get people like me to give them business, to give me business. So yeah, I've gone from a sales sort of business support side to being a principal.
So what's your first job, professional job you've ever had, and how did you get hired?
Well, I guess it depends what you mean as professional job. I had a summer internship when I was in college, which was I guess the first office job I'd had. But this, I guess, when I started in this industry, I just graduated college. As I said, I was applying to lots of different things. To be honest, I was reaching out to people, on Monster and whatever job sites existed at the time. But I was also reaching out to my network, people that I knew, and a family friend had a shipbroking firm, and I applied to him, and he gave me an entry-level position, which I worked for 1 year.
What did you learn from your first job, positive or negative?
I guess I'll take from this one. So I thought that when I joined, everything was going to be very easy. I thought the world was going to be my oyster. When I joined, it was just before the great financial crash of 2008. And I think I was working that job for about 2 months before that. And that totally changed everything. I mean, the company went from 4 people making about $6 million a year between the 4 of us to, we were really in big trouble pretty much overnight. And I think what that would teach me is that things will be okay, but only if you make them okay. You do have to realize you have a personal responsibility for your future, and you can't expect everything to be easy.
Explain a little bit what your education path looks like. Did you guide your education on the basis of what career you're going to take later on in your life?
So when I was studying, I wanted to give myself as many options as I could because I didn't really know what I wanted to do. And I thought that economics was a good idea as a degree to pursue, to have a lot of options and to have a lot of lucrative options. But when I got to the second year maybe of economics, I just ran out of passion for it. And I was taking a minor in international politics, which I found just so much more interesting. And although it maybe precluded me from getting some sorts of jobs, I kind of figured the sort of jobs that I was going to be precluded from weren't really ones that I was going to want anyway.
So what advice would you give your younger self if you were to choose your career path over again?
Well, I'm not sure I would make any different choices about what career I was doing because I like my job, and to be honest, I still don't have any better ideas. But I would certainly change the way that I progressed through my career. I spent 7 years in one job, and really, if I'd have spent 2 years in that job, I think I wouldn't have learned any less. So I would have moved through it quicker once I got there, and really put more pressure on myself when I was in work to make sure that you always have a focus on where you want to go and what your current role is doing for you to help you get there.
If any of our students would like to learn a little bit more about the field of work that you do, as in shipbroking, shipping, are there any additional resources or any places they could go and find out more about the industry?
Yes, there are. So we have two industry certifications. One is called ASBA, and that's the American one. Maybe more prestigious international one is from London. It's called the ICS, and that's a vocational school for people in all aspects of shipping, to learn to trade the ships, to learn to finance the ships, for shipping lawyers, for shipbrokers, and everyone connected with it. The nice thing about my industry is that it gives you opportunity for a lot of travel, and it gives you, and also there's a lot of money involved. So you really can make a lot of money if you are successful in it and if you get into the right aspect of the business. So, you know, we've all heard of Greek shipping billionaires and Norwegian shipping billionaires, that they are out there, and it's certainly possible to do very well in this industry. So yeah, you could look into those boards, the ICS and the ASBA. They offer courses to start your education. There's also some people who have released Kindle books, like I think there's one, So You Want to Be a Shipbroker, and there's another one called The Shipping Man. And these are all from people in the industry to try to get people a guide about how to get into it.
Well, thank you so much for your time, Austin, today. Maybe one day you will become a billionaire.
Yeah, let's hope.